I could barely breathe as I stood in the center of the college auditorium, the stage lights burning into my eyes. My fingers shook around the tiny velvet box I had hidden in my pocket for weeks. I whispered, "Mia, but can you come up here for a second?" My voice cracked and a quiet wave of murmurs rippled through the crowd. Mia strutted toward me with her friends giggling behind her. I forced a smile. "I wanted to say something important," I began, feeling my heartbeat slam against my ribs. She raised a brow. "This better be good." "It is," I said. "It's everything actually." My voice wavered. "Mia, I really care about you. More than anything." Her friends snickered, but I pushed forward. I pulled out the ring, my hand trembling so badly I almost dropped it. Will you be with me? For real?" For 1 second, everything was silent. Then it happened. Mia burst out laughing. Not a small laugh. A loud, cruel, echoing laugh that filled the entire auditorium. "Are you serious?" she shouted. "You? Proposing to me? In front of everyone?" Her friends erupted into laughter, pointing at me like I was the punchline of some joke. My stomach twisted. "Mia, I'm serious," I whispered. She wiped a tear from her eye, still laughing. "You're a nobody. You think I'd date someone like you?" The words tore through me like blades. I felt my face burn, my throat close. I just thought." "You thought wrong," she spat. "Look at yourself. You can't even stand straight." "I just wanted to show you how I feel," I said, my voice cracking again. "Well, don't," she snapped. "It's embarrassing. For both of us." The auditorium buzzed with whispers and quiet laughter. My ears rang. I felt like the floor was dissolving beneath me. "Okay," I murmured, barely audible. "I understand." "Good," she said coldly. "Now move. You're ruining my morning." I swallowed hard, nodding even though everything inside me screamed to run. Someone in the back muttered, "Damn, that's rough." Another whispered, "He really thought she'd say yes?" I couldn't take it anymore. Without saying another word, I turned and rushed out of the auditorium. My vision blurred as the hallway stretched endlessly ahead of me. I pushed through the doors and stepped outside, letting the cold air slap my face. My chest felt crushed like something had snapped inside me. I heard footsteps behind me. Hey man, stop." Liam's voice echoed across the courtyard. I kept walking, but he grabbed my shoulder. "Dude, what happened in there?" I didn't want to answer. "Nothing," I muttered. "That wasn't nothing," he said. "Everyone's talking about it." "Great," I whispered. "Exactly what I wanted." Liam stepped in front of me. "Look, talk to me. You look like you're about to pass out." I shook my head. "She laughed, Liam. She laughed at me. In front of everyone." He winced. "Yeah, I heard." "I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't have done it," I muttered. I shouldn't have believed her words, her smiles, anything. "You liked her," he said. "There's nothing wrong with that." "There is," I snapped. "There is when she thinks I'm a joke." Liam sighed. "You're not a joke. She's just." "Don't defend her," I cut in quietly. "Not right now." He nodded slowly. "Okay, then let me defend you." I looked at him, confused and exhausted. "Why bother?" "Because you're my friend," he said. "And I know you're hurting. But this moment, it doesn't define you." "It feels like it does," I said. "It feels like something inside me just died." "Maybe something did," he replied gently. "But maybe something new starts now." I stared at the ground. "Do you really think I'll ever forget this?" "Probably not," he admitted. "But you'll grow from it." I let out a shaky breath. "It hurts, Liam. More than I thought anything could." "I know," he said softly. "But you're stronger than you think." I clenched my fist. "I don't feel strong." "You will," he said. "Not today. But someday." I closed my eyes, letting his words settle. "Today feels like the end." "Maybe it's the beginning," he said. "The start of a new version of you." I slowly opened my hand, staring at the ring that now felt heavier than my whole body. "A version built from pain?" "A version built from whatever you choose next," he said. And standing there, heart shattered, pride crushed, I whispered, "Then I'll build something better." I kept my head down as I walked through campus, pretending not to hear the voices around me. Someone whispered, "That's him." Another laughed, "The ring guy." I forced my steps to stay steady, but inside, everything felt cracked. I heard a group of students behind me and one of them said, "Did you see the video?" Mia didn't even hesitate. Another replied, "I'd die if that happened to me." I wished I had died in that moment too. "Hey," Liam called from a distance. I didn't stop. I didn't want to see the worry in his eyes. He jogged next to me. You can't keep ignoring me. I'm not ignoring you, I muttered. You are. And you look worse every day. I am fine, I lied. No, you're not. I clenched my jaw. Just leave it, Liam. He sighed. I'm not going anywhere. But I did. I walked faster until his voice faded behind me. I hated myself for shutting him out, but every time he tried to help, it made the pain feel real again. I didn't want it to be real. At lunch, I sat alone, pretending to scroll on my phone. A group of girls at the next table watched me. One whispered, "He really thought Mia would say yes?" Another added, "She's dating Jason now. Upgraded, obviously." Their giggles stabbed deeper than any words. Right on cue, Jason appeared, tall and smug. He wrapped an arm around Mia, who pretended I didn't exist. He looked at me with a smirk. "Still alive, bro?" he asked. I stared at my tray. "Yeah. Cool. Just checking." He kissed Mia in front of me, exaggerated and loud. She laughed and said, "Stop, Jason." They walked off together and I sat frozen, feeling the cafeteria tilt around me. That night, I went to the cafe for my shift. Mrs. Carter greeted me with her soft voice. "Good evening, sweetheart. Rough day." "Something like that," I muttered. "You look tired." "I'm okay. Just want to work." She touched my shoulder gently. "Take your time. I'm here if you need anything." I nodded, not trusting myself to speak. She always meant well, but kindness hurt more than cruelty these days. While I wiped tables, my phone buzzed with notifications. Another video repost. Another comment. Another reminder. I shoved the phone in my pocket, breathing through the tightness in my chest. A couple at a corner table whispered while looking at their screens. The guy said, "This is the dude." The girl leaned closer, pity in her eyes. I pretended not to hear. I cleaned the already clean counter, anything to keep busy. At closing time, Mrs. Carter said, "You should rest more." "I will," I lied again. "Eat something before you sleep," she said gently. I offered a tired smile. "I'll try." Outside, the cold night air wrapped around me. I walked home slowly, each step heavy. My mind replayed Mia's voice, asterisk a nobody star. It echoed like a curse. I whispered to myself, why wasn't I enough? It had become a nightly ritual, a question with no answer. I reached my room and stared at the mirror. I looked hollow. My eyes were darker, my posture slumped. Get it together, I told myself. But the moment I said it, my throat closed up. I sat on the floor, leaning against the bed, fighting the urge to break down. A message from Liam popped up. "Call me, please." I turned the phone face down. The next morning, I skipped breakfast, skipped conversations, skipped life. At class, a teacher paused when she saw me. "Are you feeling all right?" she asked. "I'm fine." She looked unconvinced. "Your grades have dropped. If something is wrong." I said I'm fine. She nodded slowly, but I could see the concern in her eyes. I hated that look. I didn't want anyone's pity. During break, I overheard two classmates talking. "He used to be normal," one said. The other replied, "Heartbreak changes people." I walked away before they could notice me. After classes, I headed straight to the cafe again. I preferred the quiet hum of the machines to the noise in my head. Mrs. Carter handed me a pastry. "Eat," she said simply. "I'm not hungry." "I know. Eat anyway." I took a bite for her sake. It tasted like nothing. Later that night, as I walked home, I whispered the same question again. Why wasn't I enough? My voice sounded smaller each time. But somewhere deep inside, buried under the pain, a different whisper formed, faint, stubborn, alive. Maybe I could become more. I didn't understand it yet, but that tiny spark would change everything. "I can't believe you still look calm," Liam said as he walked beside me. "After everything that happened today, I'd be losing my mind." "I'm not calm," I muttered. "I'm just tired of feeling anything." "So, you're shutting down?" "I don't know," I said. "Maybe it's easier." We stopped near the old bridge behind campus. The water below glowed under the streetlights, moving slowly, almost mocking my chaos. Liam leaned against the railing. "You should have punched that guy." "I wanted to," I said. "But Mia would have cried, and somehow I'd still look like the villain." "You're not the villain," he said. "She made you a fool." I laughed weakly. "Thanks. That helps." "I'm serious," he said. "You gave her everything." "I shouldn't have." He sighed. "What now?" "I don't know. I guess I just pretend it didn't happen." "You're terrible at pretending," he said. "Yeah," I admitted. But I'm good at walking away. Liam looked at me for a long moment. You're planning something stupid, aren't you? No, I said quietly. Just something final. What does that even mean? It means I'm done chasing people who don't want me. That's not final, he said. That's just healthy. I shook my head. That's not all I meant. He grabbed my arm. Then explain. I felt something snap in me today, I said. When she said I wasn't enough, it didn't just hurt. It killed something inside me. You're allowed to be hurt. I'm not hurt, I said. I'm empty. Liam frowned. That's worse. Yeah, I whispered. It is. He stepped closer. Look at me. Whatever you're thinking, you're not doing it. You don't know what I'm thinking. I do, he said. I've known you for 10 years. And when you talk like this, you're not okay. I'm never okay, I said. I just pretend better on normal days. He tightened his grip. You're scaring me. I'm scaring myself. We stood in silence, the wind brushing against us, the water below sounding like it was whispering something I didn't want to hear. Liam spoke softly. Let me take you home. I don't want to go home. Then come to my place. No, I said. I just want to walk. I'm not letting you walk alone. Why? Because you're my brother, he said. Not by blood, but by everything else. I closed my eyes. I don't know what to do anymore. You don't have to know, he said. You just have to not give up tonight. I'm not giving up. You're lying. I swallowed hard. Fine. Maybe I am. He moved in front of me, blocking the path. Then tell me what you were planning. I hesitated. I wasn't going to jump if that's what you think. I didn't say jump, he whispered. Well, I'm not, I said. I'm not ending my life. I'm ending the version of me who kept begging for love. Liam let out a shaky breath. That's better than what I thought. It still feels like dying. Good, he said. Some parts of you need to die. The parts that let people walk over you. I looked away. So what do? You rebuild. You get stronger. You become the version of you that she never deserved. That sounds dramatic. It's supposed to, he said. Pain makes people dramatic. I let out a faint smile. Maybe I can try. You will, he said firmly. And I'll be here. Every step. I nodded slowly. Okay. We started walking back toward campus. My chest still felt heavy, but my steps didn't drag as much. Liam glanced at me. Promise me something. What? When you finally change, don't go soft again. I won't, I said. Good. Because the world already took advantage of the soft version of you. I took a deep breath. Then I guess he's gone. Liam nodded. Good. Let him stay gone. For the first time that day, I didn't feel like crying. I felt like becoming someone new. My alarm rang at 5 in the morning. I dragged myself out of bed and whispered, all right, day 1. My body complained, but I ignored it. I jogged until my lungs burned, then pushed through another mile. When I returned, Liam called. You awake this early? He asked. I'm trying something new, I said. Trying? Bro, you sound like you're fighting for your life. I am, I said. Just not the same way as before. After a shower, I sat with my books. Liam texted, you studying already? I replied, yeah. I want to change. He sent 3 voice notes yelling, who are you and what have you done with my friend? I laughed for the first time in days. By 10 I was in class. People stared because I was early. I didn't care. Mia walked in and stopped when she saw me. You're here already? She asked. Yeah, I said. Why wouldn't I be? She blinked. You look different. Maybe, I said. Or maybe I finally slept. That's not what I meant. I know, I said. But it doesn't matter. She tried smiling. We can talk later if you want. There's nothing to talk about, I said. Her smile faded. You're really acting like I don't matter to you. I shrugged. I'm acting like I matter to myself. Jason entered right then. He smirked when he saw me. Well, look who crawled back, he said. I kept packing my notes. You ignoring me now? He asked. Feels better than talking to you, I said. He stepped closer. Say that again. No, I said. Too bored already? Mia grabbed his arm. Jason not here. He glared at me. You think you're someone now? I think I'm not someone you can bother anymore. Then I walked past him without waiting for a response. That alone felt like winning a war. During break, Liam called again. Did you just walk past Jason like a ghost? He shouted. Yes, I said. I'm proud. emotional, confused, terrified, all at once. "You're dramatic," I said. "And you're finally alive," he replied. The next few days were the same: running, studying, working long shifts at the campus cafe. One evening, my manager called me into the office. "You've been focused lately," he said. "I'm trying to improve," I replied. "You succeeded," he said. "Congratulations, you're being recommended for a tech internship we partner with." I blinked. "Why me?" "Because you show effort, and because you stopped looking defeated." For a moment, my chest warmed. I thanked him and stepped outside. I called Liam. "Guess what?" I said. "You got arrested?" "No." "You want to fight?" "No." He gasped. "You got an internship, didn't you?" "Yes." He screamed loud enough that strangers stared at me. "I'm buying cake," he said. "And balloons. And maybe a goat." "Why a goat?" "For celebration purposes." I laughed again. My first day at the internship was terrifying. The office looked too polished, too serious. A woman in her early 30s approached me. "You're the new intern?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "I'm trying not to look lost." "You failed," she said with a small laugh. "I'm Evelyn. I'll be supervising part of your training." "I appreciate that," I said. "You better," she replied. "Because I don't mentor lazy people." "Are you lazy?" "Not anymore," I said. "Good. Then follow me." She walked fast and I nearly jogged behind her. In the conference room, she handed me a tablet. "Why this field?" she asked. "I want to build something," I said. "Something that proves I'm more than what people think." She raised an eyebrow. "Revenge motivation?" "No," I said. "Self-respect motivation." "Better answer," she said. "I can work with that." Throughout the day, she corrected me, pushed me, and questioned everything I did. At one point, she said, "Don't shrink. Speak clearly." "I'm trying," I said. "Try harder," she replied. "You have potential. Own it." Her words hit deeper than she expected. After work, she stopped me. "You did well for a first day," she said. "You're just being polite," I replied. "No. If you were terrible, I'd say it." I smiled. "Thank you." "Come early tomorrow," she said. "I want to see consistency." "I'll be here," I said. "I believe you." Walking home, I felt something warm inside me, something I hadn't felt since before Mia tore me apart. Hope. My success didn't happen overnight. It took years of work, fear, and stubborn hope. When Liam and I graduated, he slapped my back and said, "Now what, genius?" I told him, "We build something that outlives our pain." He laughed and said, "Then let's start today." We worked out of a tiny room with peeling paint. Liam kept saying, "This place smells like old socks." I replied, "Then let's earn an office that smells like money." He grinned. "Deal." Evelyn visited one afternoon and frowned at our setup. "You two call this a workplace?" she asked. I shrugged. "It's all we can afford." She shook her head. "Not for long. I'm introducing you to an investor. Try not to look homeless." The investor was Mr. Lee, a calm man with sharp eyes. He asked, "Why should I trust two fresh graduates?" I answered, "Because we won't waste your money or your time." Liam added, "We fail forward. Fast." Mr. Lee chuckled. "Interesting duo. Show me your prototype." After we presented, he leaned back. "Fine. I'll fund you. Don't make me regret this." I said, "We won't," even though my hands shook. Months passed in a blur of sleepless nights. One morning, Clara, our HR manager, barged into my office. "We need more staff," she said. I asked, "Already?" She waved papers. "Your growth is insane. I can't keep up alone." I sighed. "All right. Hire who you need." She smirked. "Say no more." Our small team turned into a buzzing office. Liam danced in the hallway yelling, "We're actually doing it." I laughed. "Yeah, feels unreal." But the higher we climbed, the darker the shadows around us grew. One afternoon, an old classmate messaged me. "Hey bro, long time. Want to grab coffee?" I replied, "We were never close." He wrote, "Come on man, don't be like that." I didn't answer. Liam saw the chat and said, "People smell success like sharks smell blood." I nodded. "I'm not giving anyone free bites." Competitors tried to copy us. One even sent a fake applicant to steal information. When Clara discovered it, she stormed into my office shouting, "This guy's a spy." I stared. "A spy? Seriously?" She threw the resume on my desk. "Look at his email." It literally says, Temp Staff 123. Liam burst in laughing. We're so big we get bad spies now. But the pressure grew too. Investors demanded faster updates. Employees needed answers. Nights felt heavier. During one meeting, Evelyn noticed my silence. You're carrying too much, she said. I replied, I'm trying to be strong. She shook her head. Strength isn't silence. Talk when you need to. I whispered, I will. Eventually. Still, there were moments when I caught myself drifting back to the past. The bridge. The rejection. The laughter. Late at night, I sometimes whispered, would she even recognize me now? Liam heard me once and said, why do you care? I looked at him. I don't know. He sighed. Listen. If life circles back, you'll face it then. But don't let ghosts live rent-free. He was right. I wasn't that broken boy anymore. I had a company, people relying on me, and a future that looked brighter every month. But still, one question stayed with me like an echo. If I met Mia again, what would I feel? I didn't know. But I sensed the answer was coming sooner than I expected. One evening, as I left the office, Clara ran after me and said, You've got a visitor. I asked, Who? She shrugged. Some girl. Didn't give her name. She said she used to know you. My chest tightened, but I kept my voice steady. Where is she now? Clara pointed toward the lobby. Waiting. Looks nervous. Liam appeared behind her and whispered, Dude, could it be? I exhaled. If it is, then this is the moment life's been preparing me for. I kept walking. Clara knocked on my door early in the morning. I need a minute, she said softly. I glanced up from my laptop. What's wrong? She hesitated, then walked in and placed a file on my desk. New applicant for the secretary position. I nodded. All right, let me. My voice stopped the moment I saw the name. Mia Thompson. My breath froze in my chest. Clara didn't seem to notice the way my fingers tightened. She asked, should I process it? I swallowed and forced my voice to stay calm. Yes. Schedule the interview. She raised an eyebrow. You sure? Her resume looks complicated. I nodded. Schedule it. When she left, I leaned back in my chair and whispered, why now? Part of me felt the echo of old pain, but another part felt strangely steady. A few hours later, Clara returned. She's here, she murmured. I simply said, send her in. Clara studied my face. You good? I answered, better than ever. The door opened slowly. Mia stepped in. At first, she didn't look at me. She clutched her bag and said, Good afternoon, I'm here for the interview. Her voice was smaller than I remembered. When she finally raised her eyes, her expression changed instantly. She froze. You, she whispered. I kept my tone even. Please take a seat. She sat down hesitantly. I didn't know this was your company. I gave a small nod. Clearly. She bit her lip and looked around the office. This place is impressive. I replied, we worked hard for it. Silence stretched for a moment. She finally said, you look different. I answered, I should. She looked down at her hands. I didn't expect to ever see you again. I replied, life has a sense of humor. She took a shaky breath. I'm sorry if this is awkward. I said, it doesn't have to be. This is just an interview. She laughed nervously. Right. An interview. I opened her file. So, Mia Thompson, you're applying for the secretary position. She nodded. Yes. I need a stable job. I asked, what happened to your previous work? Her eyes flickered. Company downsized. Then another place closed. It's been rough. She looked older than her age. Stress had carved itself into her face. The girl who once mocked me was nowhere in sight. I asked, why this position? She hesitated. It's honest work, and I'm good at organizing things. I nodded. Experience shows that. She gave a faint smile. I tried. I leaned back. You realize who you're applying to work for, right? She nodded slowly. Yes. And I don't expect special treatment. I know I don't deserve it. Her voice cracked on the last word. I studied her. She couldn't hold my gaze for more than a second. Eventually she whispered, I know what I did to you. I know it must have been horrible. I was stupid and cruel. And I don't have an excuse. I didn't let emotion show. I'm not here to discuss the past. She nodded quickly. Right. Sorry. Another pause filled the room. She finally whispered, you've changed so much. You look confident. Strong. She gave a small broken laugh. I barely recognized you when I walked in. I said quietly, time does that. She looked at me again, but this time she wasn't seeing the boy she humiliated. She was seeing the man life had forged from the ruins. Do I still make you uncomfortable? She asked. I shook my head. No. You don't have that power anymore. Her eyes widened, not in insult but in realization. So, I said, closing her file, shall we continue the interview? She nodded. Yes, please. Life had flipped our roles so completely that even she couldn't hide her disbelief. And strangely, neither could I. Mia sat across from me, clutching her bag like it was the only thing keeping her together. I opened her file, but she spoke before I could ask anything. Please, let me explain, she whispered. I kept my eyes on the paper. This is an interview, Mia. Explain your qualifications. She shook her head. No, I mean my life. What happened? You deserve to know. I sighed quietly. This isn't necessary. It is for me, she said, voice cracking. Jason cheated on me. Repeatedly. He left me with bills I couldn't pay. I moved 3 times in 1 year. I lost 2 jobs. I'm drowning. I nodded slowly. I'm sorry to hear that. She blinked, surprised. That's all you have to say? I answered, I'm conducting an interview, not a therapy session. Her shoulders dropped. Right? I understand. I flipped to the first page. Why did you leave your last company? They shut down, she murmured. I tried everything to stay afloat, but nothing worked. Skills you bring to this position? I asked. Scheduling, organizing, handling calls, she said. I know I can do the work. Her voice trembled, but she kept going. I could tell she was trying not to break down. I continued, availability? Full-time. Overtime. Anything you need. The desperation in her tone hung in the air. I set the file down. Why here, Mia? Why my company? She finally looked up. Because I need this job. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect sympathy. I just need work. I didn't react. She swallowed. I know what I did to you. I know I humiliated you. I was stupid, shallow, and cruel. I'm not that girl anymore. I tapped my pen lightly. Are you finished? Her face fell. Yes. Then let's proceed. Her lips parted, stunned, but she nodded. I asked, how do you handle pressure? Better than before, she whispered. Life forced me to. How do you respond to authority? I listen. I follow instructions. I don't argue. And responsibility? I take it seriously. Her voice shook with every answer, but she didn't stop. I leaned back. Why should I trust you in my office? She hesitated. Because I won't fail you. I can't afford to. I looked at her quietly. She finally whispered, I regret everything I did to you. I regret laughing. I regret walking away. I regret choosing someone who treated me like trash. I regret losing myself. I didn't say a word. She leaned forward slightly. I'm not asking you to like me. I'm not asking for anything personal. I just need a chance. I closed the file. Is that all? She nodded weakly. Yes. I stood up. Then here's my decision. Her breath caught. She whispered, You're going to reject me, aren't you? I looked at her. The old me would have begged for her attention. The broken me would have wanted revenge. The man I became felt none of that. No, I said calmly. You're hired. Her eyes widened. Hired? You're serious? Report tomorrow at 9. Clara will handle your onboarding. She stood slowly, almost in disbelief. I don't know what to say. Say nothing, I replied. Just do your job. She nodded. I will. Thank you. As she reached the door, she paused. Does this mean we're okay? I answered without emotion. It means you work here. She flinched softly. Right, understood. When she was gone, I sat down and let out a long breath. Hiring her wasn't kindness. It wasn't revenge either. It was something in between, a chance for karma to move at its own pace. Watching her walk into my office tomorrow as my employee would be surreal. But inside I felt no satisfaction. Only a strange, quiet emptiness. Mia walked into the conference room with a stack of files, pretending she wasn't nervous, but I saw the way her hands shook. Morning, she said, forcing confidence. Morning, I replied as I signed the last page of a contract. We'll start in 5 minutes. Sit. She sat across from me, eyes flicking to the documents in front of me. You're really running things now. I told you I would, I said. She let out a small breath. I didn't think you meant it like this. Liam entered the room, looked at her, then at me. You sure this is a good idea? Yes, I said. Trust me. He muttered something under his breath but took his seat. When the meeting began, I led every point. Mia scribbled notes quickly, watching me with a look that mixed guilt and disbelief. After the clients left, she stayed behind. You didn't hesitate once, she whispered. I don't need to, I said. She leaned forward. What happened to you? I grew up. Her lips pressed together. No, it's more than that. I shrugged. Maybe I stopped caring about things that don't matter anymore. She swallowed. Like me? I looked at her without emotion. Especially you. She flinched even though my voice was calm. Do you hate me? She asked. No. Her eyes widened a little. I don't feel anything, I said. Hate requires energy. She stared at me for a long moment. I didn't know I broke you that badly. You didn't break me, I answered. You just showed me who I shouldn't be. Later in my office she came in again. Can I ask something else? You already are, I said. Do you ever think about what happened between us? Sometimes, I said. But not the way you think. What does that mean? It means I remember it like an old scar. It's there but it doesn't hurt. She nodded slowly. I wish I had understood you back then. It wouldn't have changed anything. She looked down at her hands. You're different, stronger, colder. You wanted someone else. Now you're seeing who you walked away from. She shifted uncomfortably. I didn't expect to feel this much guilt. That's your problem, not mine, I said. She let out a shaky breath. I'm trying, you know. I'm really trying to be useful here. And you are? I said honestly. She blinked in surprise. Really? I nodded. You're doing good work. I don't mix personal and professional. But this is personal, she whispered. Not for me. Every day that week she kept asking small questions, soft ones, hesitant ones. Are you always this calm? Yes. Does anything scare you now? No. Do you miss who you used to be? No. She finally asked the one she'd been avoiding. Do you ever miss us? There was no us, Mia, I said. There was a version of me trying to be enough for someone who didn't want me. That person doesn't exist anymore. Her eyes glossed over, but she didn't cry. She just stood still like she realized something she should have known long ago. I'm too late, aren't I? She whispered. For what? For making things right. I closed the file in front of me. You can't fix what never mattered. She stepped back, breathing hard. I didn't know I would lose you this completely. You didn't lose me, I said. You never had me. And for the first time she had no reply. She walked out quietly, leaving only a faint echo of regret behind, and the room felt clearer without the weight of her lingering presence. Mia knocked on my door that evening, her voice trembling as she said, "Can we talk?" I opened the door and nodded, watching her step inside like she was afraid the floor would break beneath her. I can't keep pretending I'm fine, she whispered. I need to say everything I never said. I leaned against the desk and waited. She looked at me with red eyes. I was stupid, she began. And blind. And selfish. I hurt you because I didn't understand what I had. I stayed silent. I didn't choose you because I didn't think you were enough. But the truth is I wasn't enough for you. I wasn't mature, I wasn't stable, and I wasn't brave. She covered her face. I'm sorry, she cried. I should have told you the truth years ago. I should have listened. I should have been better. I let her speak because this moment wasn't about me. I don't expect you to forgive me, she said. I'm not asking for us to start over. I just want a chance to be someone you don't hate. I finally spoke. I don't hate you, Mia. She looked up quickly. You don't? No, I said. I just don't need you anymore. She blinked, stunned by how calm I was. So that's it, she whispered. That's really how far you've gone without me? I nodded. I moved on a long time ago. Her lips trembled. I thought, maybe if I apologized, something in you would soften. It did, I said. But not in the way you think. I'm not angry anymore. She stepped closer. Then why does it feel like I'm losing something important right now? Because you are, I replied. You're losing the version of me you thought would wait forever. She let out a broken sound. I didn't know I'd regret this much. Regret is your story, I said. Not mine. She wiped her tears, nodding slowly. Thank you for letting me say it, she whispered. I needed to let it out. I know, I said. She walked toward the door, paused, and looked back one last time. You really don't feel anything? Peace, I answered. That's all. She nodded, stepped out, and closed the door gently behind her. When the room fell silent, I sat down and exhaled. For years, her rejection felt like a chain around my chest. Tight, heavy, always pulling me backward. But now, hearing her confession didn't stir anger or satisfaction or even pride. It just felt like a chapter closing. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need her to suffer. I didn't need her to realize my worth. I only needed to set myself free. And for the first time, I felt like I finally had. I looked out the window, feeling the quiet settle inside me like a new beginning. This is who I am now, I murmured to myself. No longing, no bitterness, no unanswered questions, just clarity. And with that clarity came freedom I had waited for far too long today. I stood on the old college bridge, the place where I once cried until my chest hurt. The wind felt colder than I remembered, yet it didn't bother me. Funny, I whispered, I used to come here to break. I placed my hand on the railing. Now I'm here to breathe. Footsteps approached and Liam's voice followed. I knew I'd find you here. I turned slightly. You always do. He walked beside me and leaned on the railing. You all right? Yeah, I said. For the first time, I think I am. He nodded. So, you came here to talk to your ghosts? I smirked. More like thank them. Liam raised a brow. Thank them? Pain made me grow, I said. Losing her forced me to fight for myself. He sighed. I remember that night. You were shaking so hard I thought you'd collapse. I remember you pulling me away from the edge, I replied. You didn't let me fall. Liam shrugged. That's what brothers do. I looked out over the water. Back then I thought my life ended here. Now it feels like it began here. Liam nudged me. So no bitterness? No, I hope she regrets everything monologue? I shook my head. No. I'm done thinking about what she deserves. Then what do you feel now? He asked. Gratitude, I said. She broke me, but breaking pushed me forward. Liam grinned. You know I'm proud of you. Thanks, I said softly. Took me long enough. We stood in silence for a moment before he added, So what now? Now, I replied, I move on without looking back. The next morning I walked into the office with a strange lightness. Mia was waiting outside my door, eyes lowered. You asked for me? I nodded and handed her an envelope. Your final settlement. Your contract ends today. Her lips parted. You're letting me go? Yes, I said. You need a fresh start and so do I. She swallowed. Thank you for not destroying me when you had the chance. I never wanted that, I said. I just wanted to be free. She nodded, turned, and walked away without another word. I stepped into my office feeling something click inside me, an ending, clean and quiet. I sat in my chair, leaned back, and let out a breath I felt like I'd been holding for years. The bridge, the heartbreak, the years of doubt, they all came together in a single moment of clarity. I looked at my reflection in the glass window and whispered the words that felt like the final key turning in a locked door. She rejected me because I was useless, but losing her is what made me become the man I am today.